Welcome to the Fantasy Back Porch Hour. We are Lil D.
Howdy, howdy.
Congratulations on bringing some pink and breast cancer awareness to the table.
Yeehaw, brother. Love the boobies.
We all do.
Who doesn't?
He is Sleaze, the Fantasy Alchemist. I am Bear. This is Outlaw. Let's do it.
Well, it's time once again for our likes and dislikes.
Yes, and real quick, by the way, we were 5 of 8 last week on our picks.
We are pretty accurate.
Not a bad percentage.
We are pretty
I'm
accurate.
sure
No,
we beat
that's not bad at
NFL.com once again.
Right. And if we go down to sleepers, we were 3 of 4.
Yeah.
Once
Wow.
again, not bad.
On sleepers, like guys who never play. So, pay attention, because we're going to give you some more good advice here. Let's start off with a little D here. Who do you like for Week 7?
I like Vincent Jackson. He may be playing he may be playing away, I guess is what I'm going to
Yeah,
say.
he's on the road.
But it's against Atlanta. Poor defense. Mike Williams he's not out, but he's still hurt. So I see a lot of targets going towards Vincent Jackson.
Again.
And he went off Week 6.
Yeah, he did.
He went off. So I see Vincent Jackson having a solid week.
Yeah, Atlanta's secondary is vulnerable, especially since they lost Brent Grimes to the Dolphins.
You mean cupcakes.
That's right.
Cupcakes. Yeah,
Yes.
there you go.
Bear?
Yes,
Who do you like this week?
Eddie Lacy. I know.
It's a bold statement.
It is. He's playing
Again-
the Cleveland defense.
Yeah.
I know.
Didn't you
He-
like him one other week and it didn't work out?
Yeah,
Was that
because-
his concussion
Well,
week?
that was his concussion week.
He's liked
But
him
I'm back
all
now.
season.
I did like him preseason. I still think
Rookie
he
of
has
the
a
year?
shot. Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay.
And it's still possible. Still possible.
Unless he gets a concussion this week again.
Last time he
because
liked him, he got a concussion, so don't start Lacey.
No, start Lacy.
Once you get a concussion, you're more susceptible to him.
I don't know. After the last 2 weeks that Lacey had, you kind of have to start him.
Yeah.
Yeah, 120 yards, 99 yards.
Yeah.
He's coming on. And, I mean, the Packers just don't get running. Historically they have not.
No.
But he's going to be a star. He's a star.
You know?
Not yet. He's
No.
getting there. So Outlaw, who do you like this week?
I'm going to go with another rookie in Keenan Allen, who got overlooked in a lot of... It's still being overlooked in a lot of leagues. He's
A lot.
only owned in like 9.2% of
You
leagues.
say pretty much every league.
Yeah.
Up until now, because he's probably going to be the biggest free agent waiver wire.
Yeah,
pickup.
and everyone was so hard on Eddie Royal lately. And in the last 4 weeks, Eddie Royal's numbers have been steadily declining, while Keenan Allen's numbers have been steadily on the increase. He's had more catches each week in the last 4 weeks.
And aren't they playing Jacksonville?
Yeah,
Yeah, they are.
they're playing Jacksonville.
I mean, it's in Jacksonville.
Right.
Which-
But it's... So what?
It's just a travel time that's going to slow him down.
Yeah, it's Jacksonville.
So that was Outlaw's like for Week 7. My like is Mike Wallace.
Agreed.
Yeah, good old Dolphin. Yes. Playing against Buffalo. Dolphins coming off a bye week.
Mr. Tannehill and Mr. Wallace have been working on it.
Yeah, I also
Feel
see
it.
Charles Clay having a big game. I can even see Lamar Miller getting into the action. But Mike Wallace is finally going to show up like he did 2 weeks throughout the entire year. But they have to have a plan for him early.
Yeah.
Buffalo can't stop anybody, especially with all the turmoil. I mean, they brought in Matt Flynn this week to be their quarterback. Yeah, Mike Wallace is going to have a good week.
Yeah.
Buffalo's defense should be spending a lot of time on the field. They're going to get tired. As long as Mike Wallace is a part of the game plan early on, that's going to continue into the second half when Buffalo can't keep up anymore.
Yep, they need to do the same thing they did to Indianapolis. First drive of the game, first series,
Yeah.
screen pass to Mike Wallace. Get him a touch.
Yeah.
You do that, you get him going, you get the cornerback thinking, maybe moving up on him. Big game. So those were our likes.
Yep.
Little D, who do you dislike this week?
Bold pick. But I dislike Demaryius Thomas.
That is a bold pick.
That's
Oh my
very
God.
bold.
To dislike Demaryius Thomas is really hard for me because he's one of my starting wide receivers.
Yeah, that's just because he screwed you over last week.
He not only last week though, he screwed me over time and time again this season.
So, are you starting him this week?
It depends
On?
on if I get a waiver pick that I'm looking for.
Oh, you mean
Oh,
the one
wow.
I'm going to snake from you?
Possibly that one.
Yes.
Yeah. But anyways, back to why I dislike Demaryius Thomas.
Yes.
There are so many weapons on Denver's team. I mean, I could name all of them and not have enough digits.
Yeah, you're right.
So, Bear,
Yes.
who's your dislike this week?
Deshaun Jackson.
Another bold pick.
Gosh,
Yeah.
I disliked him last week. You know what happened?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
got
he
more
was.
runners up.
Yeah.
He's the one that wrecked me.
He was on my bench last week.
He was
Oh,
in my
so,
starting
yeah.
lineup. How'd that go for you?
Not well. Anyway, he's playing the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys' defense, I don't want to say they're great. They're good. They're solid. I'll give them that.
They're
I
not
think they are.
great.
No, they're not. They're not great.
far
They're not
from
great. They're better than I anticipated.
Okay. I'll give you that.
Their offense is much better than I anticipated.
Yeah.
And I just think that the offense is going to be on the field enough to keep the Philadelphia offense off the field. And I just don't see Jackson having 2 spectacular games in a row.
It hasn't happened yet this year.
Especially if Vic comes back.
It's been pretty much every other week.
Yeah. Because if Vic comes back, he's going to get hurt again. Foles is coming in. He's not going to know the game plan. I think Foles needs to stay in at least for another week. I think he's a better quarterback in that system than.
Absolutely.
Apparently, Foles has a slight injury.
Well, he played, so that's going to
Yeah.
happen.
That's my dislike.
So, Outlaw, who do you dislike this week?
No, not that this is much of a surprise, but I'm going to have to go with Andre Johnson at Kansas City.
Yeah.
Because the Texans can't keep the ball. On offense, they turn the ball over.
Thank you, Texas.
What does Kansas City do? They generate turnovers.
Yeah.
Kansas City's defense scores. I mean, they look like the Bears' defense from last year.
Yeah, they do. With
Right.
turnovers.
Turnovers and just scoring
Blocking
on
kicks.
special teams, scoring off of turnovers. And with Jamal Charles playing the way he is, Kansas City's offense is going to be able to run down the clock against Houston at home. Andre Johnson, if the ball even gets to him, then he may come up with a couple catches. More than likely, those going to end up in the cornerback's hands.
But he's not going to be himself.
No.
He's not going to get his normal stat line, is what you're saying.
And it's hard to say this and really mean it, but just look what the Rams did to the Texans last week.
Exactly. And that's
in
the Rams.
Houston. I know, and that's the not that the Rams are poor defense, but they did that.
I don't even think the Rams saw that coming.
No, I don't either. But I mean, just that it happened.
No, but if the Rams tore them
it
apart
just-
like that, what do you
it
think
bodes
Kansas City's going to
poorly
do to them?
To me,
And it's going to
the
affect their
Houston
entire
offense.
team.
Yeah.
But Andre Johnson's their number 1 wide receiver, so he's going to be affected the most.
Yeah. If Houston actually had a decent quarterback, they could be hell on wheels.
Yeah.
Because everything else they've got the defense, they've got all the skill position on offense, except quarterback is poor.
Yep. Now, my dislike this week is Matt Ryan. And pretty much the rest of the Falcons, with the exception of Tony Gonzalez. But
Yeah, if anyone's going to catch passes, it's going to be Gonzalez, because what else is going to happen? Harry Douglas is going to have to step up.
now, I know they're coming off a bye week, so they've had 2 weeks to prepare. And they're playing Tampa Bay, who
Has not won yet.
has been pretty disappointing for those Tampa Bay fans this year.
Yeah.
But there's a lot better options out there for you to play at quarterback
Right.
this week than Matt Ryan. You got Tony Romo against Philly.
Yeah.
You got Phillip Rivers against Jacksonville. And Ryan Tannehill against Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
All 3 of those guys are
Right.
much better starts this
Yeah,
week than
and
Matt Ryan.
especially looking at Matt Ryan, though, and looking at what Tampa Bay's defense did in the first 4 weeks. Granted, they did lose, but
Barely.
yeah, barely, and they held opposing offenses to very little yardage in scoring.
Yep. And Steven Jackson's still out.
Yeah.
Jason Snelling could be out. He's questionable.
Jones is gone.
Julio's gone.
Roddy
Roddy-
White's playing like an old man.
Well, he's playing on a broken ankle, basically. Like they have no weapons anymore.
No, they
No,
It-
their
It's gonna
offense
be
is
real,
done.
It's going to be real easy, I think, for Tampa to come in and I don't know if they'll win because they'll probably get a late penalty and let up a game-winning
Right.
field goal.
Yeah.
But I can't see Matt Ryan getting many points. 1 touchdown, 220 yards.
This could be like a 14-10, 17-14 total.
Yeah. So those are our likes and dislikes for Week 7.
Stay frosty, my friends.